This project, in essence, is a condensed version of events that took place over a long period of time. The story I choose to tell is that of a football career filled with ups and downs, one that has defined and shaped the man I am today. I came from extremely humble beginnings, but I had large expectations. One thing I always grew up wanting to do was play for Notre Dame and be a part of the Fighting Irish and being part of that tradition. Eventually, I grew up and changed high schools. Um, I went through a lot to finally get my first start sophomore year at Barrington High School, a high school 45 minutes away from where I grew up. My sophomore year, I started off the year pretty well at running back. I had over the course of the camp earned the starting running back job, and I got my shot to run the ball. I was one of the best running backs around in my class, and I was on a straight path of success. Sometimes we get victimized by success, especially at a young age when you can't handle it. It's tough to stay humble in a world where everyone tells you you're perfect and you're doing everything great and you're the best they've ever seen. It's hard to take that all in. I struggled with that personally as a sophomore, and it resulted in a lot of conflictions with my teammates and with coaches, and it eventually caused me to lose my spot, move to receiver the following year. One thing about me from the beginning of the time I could play football, man, is I could always catch and just do everything, you know. I never really was a guy who had one position he ever played because in youth I played everything. So moving to receiver, at the time, I'll be honest, I didn't think it was the best move for me. I thought I was a running back through and through, and I was wrong because I moved to receiver. I ended up being pretty good at it, maybe even better than running back. I became a punt returner, kick returner, and it was ways to get touches on the football I never got before in situations I never had before. The more and more I got used to playing it, I grew into it, and I became a receiver through and through. In the slot, the things I knew playing running back helped me so much to become basically a running back that's not in the backfield. Um, I I was getting recruited by a lot of schools, and I had big aspirations. After the season, when eventually my coach asked me to not be about myself, to do something that may jeopardize my entire future, and that was to play quarterback. I played quarterback in eighth grade. That was the last time I'd ever played quarterback, and I was reluctant at first, and I thought more and more about it, and eventually what I said was, if it's gonna help us win, then I have to do it, or else I'm not the person I say I am. I'm not about the things I preach. So senior year, that's what I did. Playing quarterback is a tough job, believe me. You're in the spotlight a lot more. Everyone watches what you do. And at that time, I had to grow up real fast because from sophomore year and junior year, I was used to just being the assistant, so to speak, the star assistant, the assistant that everyone just says, hey, well, he should get the ball more. He should get the ball more. It was never enough touches. Now I had those touches. They put the ball in my hands and they trusted me to lead our team. In the end, that was a really fun year. I learned lessons I wouldn't have learned otherwise. I met people I wouldn't have met otherwise. I did things I wouldn't have done otherwise. It's made me a better athlete, a harder worker, and a much better leader. One of the things I remember most is that last time walking off the field in high school, knowing you're never going to go out there and suit up for that team you played for so long. But since then, I've missed high school, but high school is high school. It's a new chapter, it's a new life, and it began that day I signed that letter of intent to University of South Dakota. It was a new lesson, a new mission, a new opportunity.